Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHIM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHIM, RAKAKWADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us truth through the Spirit. And shalom to the mighty Akyam and Akwap out there who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. And today's topic is going to be entitled, This World is Upside Down. Alright? So, I was going to do this video. There's a reason I'm gonna talk about this, but I was gonna do this video like last week, but the last week of the time I'm uploading this video. Okay, so I think a good 7 days before I actually upload this. So with that in mind, the night that I was about to actually record it, I was tired. I didn't want to do it, so I just went to sleep. Okay? And I had a dream. I don't think it was too significant, but basically I had a dream that I was upside down somewhere and everyone else was right side up. Okay? So, and I believe that ties into the lesson that I was about to do. But unfortunately, I couldn't record it the next day because I had other videos that was more important to do. Okay, so just that bit of introduction to it. Okay, so with that out the way, I also have some notes I took at the time about what I actually wanted to talk about. So the topics before I actually go into the scriptures are okay. So these liberals and these inclusive people, one thing that I noticed is they actually secretly love these conservative racist people and stuff like that. They basically love when they are out being, I guess, racist and homophobic and all this stuff like that. The reason why they like that is because they they thrive off of that whole I'm oppressed thing. They want to take the oppressed title from the Israelites and say that it's the LGBTQHWH group. Okay, so that's basically what they're doing. Okay, so that's number one. Okay, and that's already a backwards way of thinking. Okay, because if you wanted true peace, if you want true inclusivity, you would want to thrive for a more peace, rid the world of basically problematic people. Okay, but another thing that liberals tend to believe in is they don't believe in the death penalty. Okay, so yeah, and I saw there was a Jubilee video that I saw where they were basically unable to definitively as a group definitively say that it is better to have someone live in jail and get their lives together. But there was so many better arguments to killing them, because number one, let's say that person did change or whatever, then after they get out of jail, their life is basically ruined. For most people, their lives are ruined after they get out of jail because a felon has such a hard time looking for a good job. Okay, and then another thing is, if someone is not remorseful, and they actually make it out of jail or whatever, then they're just going to keep on doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, so that's basically the two main things as to why the death penalty is better. So they are okay, or they don't see so far. They are so short, Slakia. They are so short-sighted that they only see, oh, let's just not kill because killing is wrong or whatever. Okay, it's such a stupid point of view or a stupid way of thinking. All right, and Slakia. Moving on to the next topic. Well, not the next topic, Slakia, but moving on in that same topic. Oh yeah, they want to continue conflict. They always want some sort of conflict to be available, because if you ever have seen or heard someone, a liberal or whatever, they're always ready to just preach to you about inclusivity. Oh, let them be gay, they're not hurting you, all this literal crap. Okay, that's basically how they think. They are bigger preachers than any freaking Christian variant out there. All right. Okay. Another thing is women being on top of like women having authority over the man. All right, and I believe I have that. It's in 1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor you to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. Okay, so over here it's saying the woman should not have authority over the man. All right, but in this world, which we're getting into now, how this world is actually upside down, aside from an upside down doctrine. Which I just spoke on the upside down doctrine, but now how the world is upside down. The woman is basically a leader in a lot of Israelite households, and as a matter of fact, not even just Israelite households, but in Babylon in general, a lot of households, the woman is the one that's the boss of the man, the boss of everyone, basically, because what the woman does is she withholds sex from the man, and then that just makes the man just like act like a dog, freaking, oh, let me get the treat now, please, I'm listening, and whatnot, like in that degrading, humiliating state. All right, so there that is the aspect of an upside down rulership, an upside down households. All right, and that's the first part to it, and the next, and within that, a lot of times in general, women run the world because they just sling that so quote unquote box to get what they want. A lot of men simp for women and do all this stuff. They just worship women. Okay, that's upside down. That's an upside down thing. Okay, and in the dream that I had, I mentioned earlier in this video, I was in a train and I just went upside down. I just grabbed those railings or whatever. I just pulled myself up and just stood and pushed off on the actual ceiling. So I was able to and it wasn't hard. It was a little annoying to do so, I guess, in terms of the actual act of doing it, but outside of that, it was doable. So I guess the Most High is giving me the power to, you know, flip, try, or at least try to make things right. At least for me, through that perspective of what um take from that dream. But yeah, so I was talking about women. Okay, so next thing, in terms of another aspect of leadership, the people who run Babylon, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Okay, now the heathens and the Edomites are the servants. They're on horses right now. And princes, Israelites, are the princes walking as servants upon the earth. Okay, the heathens are running the world. The Israelites are at the bottom. Okay, now to prove that as well. Okay, Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And the Most High said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So that's Jacob and Esau. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Esau is the elder. Jacob is the younger, because Esau came out first, Jacob came out second. All right. So, with that, the Esau is supposed to be the servant, but right now, as it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7, the servant is on horses. Esau, being the servant, is on horses, and the Israelites, the princes or the Israelites are working as servants. Okay, that's what's going on right now. That's again another aspect of how this world is upside down. So right now you have this upside down doctrine of what's it called, LGBT and all that liberalism, and then you have women bossing men around in households, women using their bodies to get what they want, and you have the servants, the people, the Edomites who are supposed to serve the Israelites, but in charge of the Israelites right now. All right, that's so far how we're seeing this world to be, an upside down world. So far, all right. And another aspect, Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, so when the righteous are in authority, when the righteous are in charge, the people will rejoice. But right now, the wicked are in charge. Okay, so that's another thing. As of right now, temporarily, the wicked are in charge. Okay, but they don't deserve. Well, through the will and power of the Most High, He allowed them to be in charge. Okay, but it's for the sake of everyone. You know, obviously we would want someone who is a good leader to lead, but unfortunately, there is no good leader. All right, we have all these wicked decrees, unrighteous decrees happening. And let me get that, as a matter of fact. I think it's Ecclesiastes. Oh, Isaiah chapter 10, verse from the top. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Okay, so you have Slakia, Esau, Edom, making all these unrighteous decrees. Okay, people, I made a video talking about how no jab, no job. Okay, so no. Obviously, we see that as an unrighteous decree, and that is further proof that the wicked are in rule right now, okay? And we have people mourning right now, okay? The wicked are in rule. Esau, Edom is the wicked, all right? Next one. Slovakia, bear with me one sec. Okay. Matthew chapter 19, verse 30. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Oh, hold on, whoa, Slovakia. Alright, verse 25. I'll just start at the top of this. When his disciples heard it, they were exceedingly amazed, saying, Who then can be saved? But YAHAWASHI beheld them, and said unto them, With men this is impossible, but with Yahawah all things are possible. Then answered Peter, and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all, and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And YAHAWASHI said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. But many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Okay? So, abandoning all the carnalities of this world, and seeking after following YAHAWASHI, okay, that's going to lead to everlasting life. Okay, and in verse 30, it's saying the people that were first are going to be last, and the people that were last are going to be first. Meaning the people that were first to enjoy themselves, the people that are on the top, they are going to be last in the kingdom, and the people that are at the bottom are going to be at the top. All right. And there was another one. Where is it? Slovakia. Just like with the story with Lazarus. Luke chapter 16, verse 19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid in his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died, and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died, and was buried. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus. Slakia, I just thought of something so funny. But I might as well let you guys know. I just thought, this is actually a good way to challenge someone that is what's the word? That's on. They believe in the scriptures, yes, but they're Slakia. They're Jehovah's Witnesses, and they don't believe in hell. Okay, so this is a good passage to actually challenge them on. Okay, but continuing on, verse 23, I believe was that. And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. Okay, so it, like the scripture before I read before, said, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And another, there's all these precepts are just coming to me right now. Luke chapter 6, verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. Okay, so that if you're rich now, if you're enjoying yourself now, if you're enjoying the carnal life, that's your consolation. You're not going to get no prize in the kingdom of heaven. There's no double prizes, all right? Well, sometimes there are, but compare in this aspect, most times than not, Slakia, there's another precept for that. Matthew chapter 19, verse 23. Then said YAHAWASHI unto his disciples, Verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, so it's not saying it's impossible, but it's comparatively very hard, not a common occurrence. All right, so like I said, if you are rich, if you're rich and you're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, then most definitely that's your consolation, and you're done for. But if you're rich and you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, then yeah, it's a possibility, potential that you can make it in. But if that is only if you keep it spiritual and you don't be carnal, all right. And you don't seek after or make your money your master, all right. Slakia, where was I? What was I talking about before? What is this? Okay, yeah. So, the rich man is now being tormented. All right. Where was? Okay, yeah. First, and again, the first is gonna be last. The last will be first. All right. This proves it with the rich man and Lazarus. All right. Now, another thing to point out, Matthew chapter 5 from the top. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and it says, Blessed are the poor. The poor are blessed in spirit, okay, because they're going to get their rewards in the kingdom of heaven. Just as I went through it, talking about how the rich are going to be enjoying themselves now, but they're not going to enjoy themselves in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and another precept to that specific verse, Revelation chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, meaning physically poor. Okay, you don't have money, but thou art rich in spirit. Okay, because as it says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 3, blessed are the poor in spirit. They're blessed in spirit. All right. And I know the blessed. Okay, well, I don't need to go in that right now, but yeah. So blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. They're going to be rich. They're going to be on top in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Now, verse 4 in Matthew chapter 5. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Just like Lazarus was mourning while he was alive, but after he died, then he was comforted. Okay. But the rich man, as he was comforted, he was mourning after he died. All right. Verse 5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the kingdom. Okay. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Okay. Not wanting to gain unrighteously or gain wicked through wicked means, or gain through making a deal with the devil or Esau, Edom, and whatnot. All right, because that's basically how a lot of these celebrities are. They, you know, they made all these deals and whatnot with these devils. All right. And so that's why they don't thirst, they don't hunger. All right. But later down the line, they will thirst and they will hunger. Verse 7, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Yahweh. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, persecuted as in, we're demonized because we're preaching the truth, all right? And that's basically what we are. That's basically what's happening right now. You have a lot of brothers being called a hate group and whatnot because we're reading the words out the scriptures, all right? Verse 11, blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Okay? Basically, they're going to hate you. They're going to say a whole bunch of stuff, okay? And there's been a bunch of lies. I believe there was a what's it called? A fake Jew that reported two quote-unquote Hebrew Israelites attacked his store or whatever. All right, but that was already shown to be fake because the first day they showed a man and Israelite man and an Israelite woman, and then the next day the picture changed. Like, that was ridiculous. And verse 12, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Okay, so you're for enduring and still preaching out the truth, great is going to be your reward in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and this is not something new because the prophets before us, they did the same thing. All right, so it is all worth it. Okay, last precept, 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 16, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. Okay, we have to be strong. We have to be able to understand that right now it's a light affliction. Okay, that's how things are flipped upside down. It's this, of course, literally it's not a light thing we're going through. Okay, the slavery that we went through, it was not a light thing, but it's basically saying that it's upside down in the sense that it's seen as light now, but when all's said and done, the world's gonna be flipped right side up, because right now it's upside down, and to the point where all the righteous people will be enjoying themselves as they will deserve to be, because they're following after the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Okay, and we know that they're going to be following after the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, because, and I thought this was going to be the last one, but it's not. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. Okay, so the laws are going to be in our inward parts, all right? Meaning that we won't be able to sin anymore. Okay? Oh, it says in verse 34, and they shall no more, Sakya, and they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Most High, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So there's going to be no more sinning from the Israelites, all right? Which, again, when we are in rulership as the world is turned right side up, then everything is going to be good. The people will rejoice because the righteous will be in rule. The what's it called? The princes will actually be on horses, and the servants will be walking as servants as they should. The poor won't be poor anymore. They will be rich in both spirit and in material things, carnal things. You know, everything is just going to be put in righteous order. All right. And with that, I hope this lesson was a faith booster and as well as edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah, BaHashem, YAHAWASHI, BaHashem, RICANS. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who taught us this truth through the Spirit. And with that, I want to say Shalom.